Listener discretion is advised. Hello and welcome to Scary Time, the podcast that helps you find new, emerging, and undiscovered scary and paranormal podcasts. I'm Greg, the host and curator of Scary Time. Today's episode is from PNW Haunts and Homicides. Caitlyn and Cassie talk true crime, paranormal, and all things spooky in the Pacific Northwest. If you like today's episode, make sure to check out the episode description for links to subscribe. All right, let's get this show started.
Begin. If you're a frequent PNW Haunts and Homicides listener, you probably already know we're Birdie ambassadors.
We wanted to take a quick moment to tell you a little bit more about this awesome product.
Birdie is the modern personal safety alarm made for women by women.
In a situation where you feel threatened or unsafe, you can simply activate Birdie's loud siren and flashing light to create a diversion.
Birdie is perfect to carry anytime because the device is lightweight and comes in a variety of colors.
So important. Use our ambassador link and coupon code PNW Haunts and Homicides to receive 10% off your purchase. Like our social media handles, the coupon code is all spelled out, no special characters.
You can find the link and promo code in our show notes or PNW Haunts and Homicides link tree.
Have a safe-ass day! As indie podcasters, we love to show our support of other awesome shows, so stay tuned for the promo we've got to share with you this week.
Let's show them some love. You can find their info in our show notes.
Sister, I'm Devin.
I'm Audie.
And we recap true crime documentaries.
Yeah, we're a true crime comedy podcast because, you need some laughter when you're dealing with some terrible bullshit.
How are you going to talk about serial killers without, roasting them in between?
Oh, yeah, so we deem people soggy bowls of cereal.
Sometimes a wet sock. Here to cover true crime big and small.
From Abducted in Plain Sight,
Lesbian vampire killers,
The Woman Who Wasn't There,
and Tiger King.
We have it all. We shit on all of them.
What you want? Serial killers, embezzlement, fraud? We've got it covered.
Even some art theft here and there.
Join the banter between us, two sisters that can sometimes hate each other.
Sometimes.
But overall, choose to spend our time entertaining you guys with the crazy documentaries we watched the night before.
And to bring more awareness.
Join us every week for a new episode of Serial Sistaaas! Available everywhere you get your podcasts. You can find us at Serial Sistaaas. That's Sistaaas with 3 A's. Sistaas.
Hi, Cassie.
Hi, Caitlyn.
Hi, creepy people.
Hello, creepy people.
This is PNW Haunts and Homicides Birthday Edition.
Oh my gosh. How do I look? Do I look older?
You look exactly the same.
I'm feeling 33. Taylor Swifting it up today.
Yeah. I know. I love it.
Nobody
And
likes
this
you when you're
is-
33, right? That's the lyric. We changed it.
Yeah. I mean, let's face it, all of us that actually know what song that is we're referencing, none of us are 23.
No, not anymore.
No, not so much.
Well, are you ready to get started on this Creepy People Chronicles Volume 2?
I am. I'm super excited.
I'm excited too.
I'm really excited.
I wasn't sure if we'd get to do any more because I was like, no one's going to want to send their stories in, but they did.
Yeah, I know. And we still have some more. We've talked about a few people that have reached out and they're like, I'm so sorry. I haven't sent it yet. I really want to. And I'm like, what is holding you back?
Yeah, I mean, as of right now, I
So,
think we
we'll
have
get
enough for a third and then hopefully a fourth too. So just
Oh
keep
my
sending them in.
gosh.
Just keep
Yeah.
we'll take them.
Yeah. I didn't realize we had that many, but they do kind of come in and you're like, oh my gosh, I lose track of them because we kind of save them up.
Yeah.
You know.
I know I have something to say about that later, but we'll get there.
Ooh,
so I will start, and I think we're literally just going to be bringing up the podiversary all year because I have some more to say.
Until the next anniversary.
Exactly.
That's fine.
So I was talking to my dad about it, and he said that he had gone to the White Eagle and he was sitting there eating and stuff at a table, and he kept feeling like his hair was getting pulled.
No, thank you.
Yeah, like the whole time. And he was like, what is happening? Like, is someone fucking with me? But no one was, except for maybe a ghost.
Yeah. Oh, that's so creepy.
I know. And then he also said this waiter came over and took their drink orders, and they all just, said, we'll start with water. And he never came back with the waters or anything. And then another waiter came over and like started all over, like no one had ever been at the table. And they were like, well, someone else came and like took our drink order, but never came back. And they never saw that first guy again the whole night.
Oh my gosh. He just no-showed midway through his shift or something. It
could have been one of those where he was like, oh crap, I shouldn't have started this table. Like, it's time for me to go. Or maybe it was an emergency, but it's still kind of weird, right?
Maybe it was a ghost.
Could have been a ghosty ghost.
Could have been a ghost.
So that was my dad's two little stories from the White Eagle.
Oof. Well, it's hot in here, so I'm not going to lie. I don't exactly have like full chills, but
well, maybe it'll make you colder.
Maybe. We're getting those blackout curtains up very soon.
That'll be helpful.
We got to break out the power tools. I mean, Chris, not me.
Oh, yeah. Don't let her have power tools.
Yeah. I'm not qualified. Okay. So next part here, we got a message from the person that wrote the grandma, Nana. I'm trying to hit all of the grandma words / Fallout Boy story.
Yeah.
Which I loved. I loved that story.
It was a fun one.
That was really awesome. They said, I just wanted to reach back out after hearing the episode because there was a rainbow on one of the tarot cards you pulled, the 10 of Cups. Rainbows are one of the symbols we associate with my Grammy.
Aww.
Oh, so I thought it was interesting that one popped up in the reading without you guys even knowing anything about that. Thank you so much for reading my story. Oh,
that was like,
love this.
That was like one of those extra cards we pulled too, huh? Because I think
so.
We pulled one and then we ended up pulling two more.
Yeah, I think you're probably right. I love this because most of the listener stories, you've seen them, and a lot of times I haven't always. And this time, most of these I haven't seen, and then I have one that you haven't seen yet.
We like to be surprised.
I know, it's so fun.
Yeah, I like hearing back after we've done this story too. Like if there's anything in the reading, we want to hear about it.
Yeah.
So this was one of the very first stories we actually got in our email way back in December.
What?
Yeah. And I've been holding on to it because I was trying to find out more about this place to like try to make it an episode, but I wasn't able to dig up enough information to make it its own episode. So
I saw this.
Yeah.
I saw this thread. And I said to myself, oh man, Cassie's got something going on here. And I was like, read it. Don't read it, Caitlyn. Read
it. Which side of you won? Did you read it?
I didn't. No, I was like, that could be an episode thing. Because I was like, ooh, I feel like, I don't know.
There wasn't enough there, but I did find some stuff I'll share after I read the listener story from Kyle.
Yay.
The Rialto is located on 4th and Alder in PDX. I worked there from 2010 to 2014-ish. I started as security and worked my way up to a bartender. Honestly, it was a blast back then. There were slot machines, poker nights, stiff drinks, regulars, and good money. Sounds great.
Yeah.
That's interesting that you went from a security to a bartender. Like, those are pretty different jobs.
Very different skill sets.
Yeah.
I want to argue.
It's a very
I've never done
individual.
Either. Yeah. He has a particular set of skills.
Yes. So he goes on to say, when I was security, we were closing up. We had a dance floor downstairs called the Jack London Bar. This is me saying, which as of 2017 is now a jazz club called the Jack London Review. I'm pretty sure there's still a bar in there, but it's a jazz club now.
So cool.
It was the end of the night. The only people there were staff. A server came up to me and said there was a man still drinking at the bar downstairs. According to the server, she told the man it was time to go, and he looked at her and went back to drinking. He was like, no, I'm not leaving yet.
Yeah.
Still drinking.
Sir, you don't have to go home, but you can't stay here.
Okay, they go on to say, we looked on the camera and it looked as if someone had gone through the staff-only door downstairs as we caught it just closing. Thinking it was just some patron who wanted to keep partying. The guy who wouldn't stop drinking, I assume.
Yeah. I'm not done.
I headed downstairs to tell him to go home. I can't read. When I got there and looked around, there was no one there. However, it was honestly very cold. Like, see your breath cold. Ooh, I just got chills. Which is unusual since I think it was summer. Definitely shouldn't have been see your breath cold, even if there's air conditioning, right? I don't think so.
No, I don't think so.
Man. A few times we would catch the motion sensor cameras turning on when no one was there. And one time we caught what looked to be see-through legs walking across the bar, the downstairs bar. I'm sorry. I just got like, woo. So they saw see-through legs walking across the downstairs bar, like on top of the bar.
See-through legs.
That's so weird.
Like somebody just had like nylons on a fish hook, God. Dancing them across.
Ooh, that's creepy.
Ah.
There's still more, you guys. Okay.
Oh no.
When we would do our rounds at the end of the night, we would hear voices sometimes. Yeah, no voices. The creepiest thing happened when I was a bartender. It was the end of the night. I was restocking the beer for the OTB bar. What's the OTB bar?
I'm not familiar with the term. Off-track betting?
Oh, that might be it. There's betting stuff there.
Okay, yeah, that's what it is then.
Okay.
Off-track betting.
I didn't catch that.
It tells me nothing because I still don't really know what that is. But
I guess they sit there and bet. I don't know.
The lottery machines or something, I guess. I don't know.
Fuck if I know. Someone let us know. We're not big bettors, I guess.
Yeah.
So the cooler is downstairs. Mind you, we have a door that leads to the Shanghai tunnels.
Of course you do.
Like everybody else in downtown Portland.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah. I just finished stocking and went down to lock up the cooler. As I locked the door, I heard a very loud crash. It sounded like all the beer had fallen off the shelf. Oh my God, that would be a tragedy. Oh no. That's the scariest part of this story.
I'm getting really emotional about the beer, you guys.
No. I think it was okay. All I could think of was fuck. Exactly.
Yeah. 100%.
I'm going to have to clean up so much beer and I want to go home and sleep. It was like 3:30, 4 a.m. at this time.
Oh my God. That's the worst.
That is the worst. I opened the cooler door again, expecting to find the worst. All that was there was a single 6-pack of Mount Rainier beer in the middle of the floor. Whoa.
Okay.
It was as if someone had taken the beer and placed it lightly on the ground. Mount Rainier was on the top shelf.
That seems weird because it's definitely
Interesting.
not a top shelf beer, but
Well, I guess they stored it on the top shelf in the storeroom, but
no, I just think that's funny.
that is weird too, because you think if it had fallen down, like it would be broken for sure.
Right. Yeah. I'm just picturing it like fizzing all over the floor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Weird. I know some people have told me it's late and you were tired. Maybe you forgot you left it on the floor. Maybe, but it says maybe, but I don't think so. I don't think so either, especially if you heard like a really loud crash or something like that. Probably wasn't just in your head.
Here's the thing. Like, why would you have set this? It goes on the top shelf.
Yeah.
Why would you have just set it in the middle of the, like that it just doesn't make sense.
And then completely forgot. Like maybe you would have done that and like someone else would find it and you'd be like, oh yeah, that was me. But if you were to go back in there and see it, it would trigger the memory, I'm assuming, of you doing that.
Yeah.
So
usually that's how it works.
I don't think that's very likely, but that's just me. What came next made me freak out. Oh.
Oh, okay. So now is when you freak out,
Yeah.
Kyle.
As I bent over to pick up the 6-pack, I heard/felt someone cough in my ear about 2 inches away. I jumped and looked.
The audacity.
Oh, COVID. Don't cough on me.
No, so rude.
I jumped and looked and no one was there. I put the beer back on the floor and said, if you want this beer, have at it, and locked up and sprinted up the stairs. Good choice.
Oh my God.
Oh man. I wonder if the beer was gone the next day.
Kyle, what happened to the beer?
Where did the beer go? Okay, so I said I wasn't able to find a ton on this building, but I did find some. So I'm going to tell you about it. Yeah, it's pretty interesting. So the building itself was built in 1910, so it's very old. Oh. And since 2004, it has been on the National Register of Historic Places.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Yeah, we've heard that a lot.
Yeah.
The Rialto Billiard Parlors opened in 1918 and was marketed towards high-class businessmen. Very classy place.
Yeah.
Patrons did have their fair share of trouble with the law involving alcohol during Prohibition. The bar itself didn't serve any alcohol, but the patrons knew where to get it apparently, and they got in trouble for it. Also, illegal gambling was a big deal back then. So,
you fiends.
Yeah, right. It even got a bad reputation for organized crime and was shut down in the late 50s, but reopened under new ownership in 1987.
Oh my gosh.
Yep. And it was
That's a long time.
Still called the Rialto. And to this very day, it's still the Rialto as far as I know. Their website is up and running, so I assume that they're not closed. Wow. Yeah.
Yeah, usually that gets a update.
Yeah. And I think I did look on like the Google Maps thing because that will usually tell you if something is closed.
Yeah. And you know, the really nice thing about that too, and I use this for work, but also when I'm researching something and I'm looking up a place, usually you can check the date.
Oh yeah,
of all of like the Google Earth images and all of that. So
okay,
you have an idea of like if it's current or not.
Interesting. It says it's open from 11 a.m. to 2:30 a.m. Oh, I thought it said p.m. It says a.m.
Oh,
I was like 2:30 p.m. and it's a pool hall. What with a bar?
Like, that's odd.
But yeah,
like
still
3
open.
hours a day.
I think we should go there one time and see. I think it'd be cool. I kind of ruined my next sentence, but I'm still going to say it because I think it's funny. So the Rialto is still here to this very day. In what we call here in the future, it's a pool room. It's not a billiard parlor.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
Call it a billiard parlor.
Like, I don't know if it's marketed towards that classy of people anymore, but who knows?
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay. So the Rialto occupies the ground floor of the building, but this is like a 5-story building. So what's up there, you guys? It's not all the Rialto. It's been called Hotel President, the Jack London Hotel, and Century Plaza.
Oh, wow. It changes its name all the time.
Yeah,
it's like Prince or Puff Daddy or
yeah. I think it's interesting that the upper floors and stuff have changed the name a couple of times, but the Rialto has just been the same since whenever it opened. I think I wrote it down somewhere. Yeah, 1918.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Yeah. I already said that.
Yeah.
It started off as a hotel for businessmen traveling to Portland. And I think that's why the Rialto billiard parlors was marketed towards like high-class businessmen too, because they were staying upstairs. So it kind of just went together.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
The hotel eventually became single-room occupancy for people with low income to live or just stay for a short time. This meant a lot of houseless people with mental illness and drug addictions came through the building. Not everyone who stayed there, obviously, but the majority of them. There is actually a documentary by Eric Leahy, Lahey. Did I say that right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And it's about when the building was a Century Plaza. He actually lived there for 7 months, filming and interviewing the tenants. And it's very interesting. It's very eye-opening to see some of the things in this documentary. There's a lot with the mental illness. It's super interesting. It's kind of sad at times. It's $2.99 on Prime Video. So if you're interested, I watched it. Did I say that? I watched it last night.
You did?
I did.
Oh.
Yeah. Because I had been digging and all I had been searching for was like the Rialto and stuff. And then I got to thinking like, why don't I search for more about just the building in general? And then I found more stuff. And I was like, I have to add it. Yeah, it was just bugging me. I was like, I want to find something interesting to talk about.
Yeah.
So I will link that for anyone who does want to watch it. I will give kind of a trigger warning, though. They're very heavy topics, drug use, sexual abuse involving children, not shown, but talked about. So I just want to give that warning in case you do want to watch it. I was kind of like taken aback when they started talking about that part. And I was like, oh, God. Okay.
Yeah. You're like, oh,
let's
I
move
thought
on.
this would be about the architecture.
Yeah. No, it's not. There is a really adorable cat in it, though. His name is Rico, and he is just like the bright spot of the whole documentary. It's so cute. Yeah, I know, like you don't really like cats, but he's so cute. I love kitties.
I like cats. I don't really understand them. Like sometimes they like bat really aggressively, and it scares me because like I don't know what you're about, okay? I haven't had enough exposure. It's like when a little kid sees a dog for the first time. That's how I feel about cats. And then I'm allergic to them, so I'm like, okay, also just like, you just stay over there.
You don't really get a chance to get to know a cat when you're allergic, so.
No.
But for all you cat people out there, the cat's cute. So there is one more thing in the documentary that I just wanted to mention because I thought it was pretty interesting and maybe telling of what kind of went on during that time in the building. So the desk clerk goes into one of the rooms and it's just trashed. Like some people just stay there and they trash the place and they leave and it sucks. But he goes in there and he's walking around and he's like saying something about just making sure there's no dead bodies in there. Yeah. So I was like, has that happened?
Eek!
Yeah. So, I mean, it wouldn't be surprising.
Yeah. That kind of, it wasn't quite this bad, but the second hotel that we stayed at during our reno in the bathroom and everything, it was one of those like, I'm not leaving even our hotel room, not even out into the hallway after dark. It was a little sketchy. Yeah. I was like, why do I feel like I'm about to like be on Dateline?
Yeah.
I don't wanna.
Yeah, we don't want you on there either. Like, no, I'm glad Chris was with you.
Yeah.
But this whole building has since been fully renovated. They redid all of the rooms, and it's now the upper floors are low income housing. So they do have, you do have to apply for it and stuff. It's not just you come and stay for a little while and pay a low rate and stuff. So I think it's a little better than it used to be. So I don't want anyone to like be, what's
judging
the word?
That.
Yeah, like not want to go to like the Rialto because of the housing. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But that was my little bit of research on the Rialto. Thank you, Kyle, so much for that story. I know it took us forever to read it, but hopefully you're happy with the digging I have done.
Yeah, that was so good. That was so good. And I loved the update for the Fallout Boy story.
I did too.
That was great. I hadn't seen that either. So Cassie is sneaky, you guys. So I'm in the email all day, every day. Yeah. And I don't know how she managed that.
It didn't come through the email, so.
Oh, okay. Hopefully you were not on Twitter or checking the email last night for the Twitter notifications.
I was not. No.
Okay, good.
I don't Twitter.
She doesn't tweet. Tweeter? Twatter?
I don't like the twat.
I don't like the twat.
Okay, well, last time we did this, we said we would do a tarot read for each story. So that is what we're going to do. Okay. So I'm going to pull a card for Kyle and his story, and we'll see what happens. For a little bit of an insight into the story or something Kyle needs to hear about the story.
A message from the ghost.
I got
I'm so lame.
the Emperor in reverse.
Ooh.
It's Santa Claus, you guys. But it was in reverse.
Okay.
So I'm going to see what the little book that came with my Nightmare Before Christmas deck says, and then Caitlyn can read the in-depth version. Oh, I turned to the Empress. That's interesting. Emperor's on the next page. The Emperor, like Sandy Claus, uses calm, commanding practicality to take control and save the day. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Reversed.
Santa sounds intense.
Santa is intense. And Sandy Claus, yeah. Reversed, there is a major power struggle going on in your life right now. It could be that you're feeling paralyzed. If someone's walking all over you, stand up for yourself, examine and reassess your plans and daily routines, and don't be afraid to shake things up.
Like a 6-pack.
Yeah. And because I was thinking of the guy too that wouldn't leave. He was like walking all over them.
Yeah. And then the ghost leaves beer on the floor.
Yeah. Interesting. Okay.
Oh.
Huh.
So in our Modern Witch Tarot, keywords are leadership, masculine power, mature men, material success. The Emperor. Okay. All right. I mean, if you say so. Okay. We've got an extra excerpt in this too, so that might be kind of interesting.
Okay.
The head of a ram. In the Rider-Waite-Smith deck, ram's heads appear on the Emperor's throne. These represent masculine power. In astrology, the ram is the symbol for the cardinal fire sign Aries, ruled by the planet Mars, which governs men. Men are from Mars, women are from Venus.
You know, I always used to get that confused because Venus rhymes with penis.
I'm dead.
Doesn't it make sense to you? Like when you're a kid.
Sorry.
Penis, Venus. Just saying.
Oh my God. I'm lit. I need a minute.
I fucked her up, you guys.
She fucked me up real bad.
Sorry.
Okay.
I didn't think it'd be that funny.
I know. I don't know. I don't know why it was, but it really was. That tickled me. Okay.
Penis.
If the emperor is reversed, you may be in conflict with the established order, perhaps at your job or with your family, religion, or ethnic group. This card can represent a person who's overbearing, chauvinistic, or self-righteous, or conversely, one who's cowardly, indecisive, or lacks confidence. So either a Chad or an incel.
Interesting.
I guess. I don't know. Sometimes it shows a loss of power or status and subsequent feelings of weakness or vulnerability. In a reading about money, you may lack the acumen to make or manage money successfully. Like if you're a gambler.
Oh,
I don't know.
that's interesting.
Right? Or a lack of self-confidence may prevent you from getting ahead financially. Sometimes this card shows a situation in which you must stand up to adversaries and protect what's yours. If the reading is about your job, you may feel pressured to accept responsibilities you don't want or don't feel capable of handling. Not Kyle. He went running up them stairs. He noped the fuck out. Bye. Oh my goodness. Perhaps you've lost a job through downsizing or you lack the energy required to reach your goals. This card can indicate a need for more experience, drive, or skill. If you're trying to please someone else or fit a role that's been dictated to you, it may be time to take the reins yourself. In a reading about love, this card suggests coldness, criticism, or an overly controlling nature. One person in the relationship is the boss who calls all the shots. Shot, 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 shot.
We know where your hat is at. She's ready to party.
I was like, come on, really? It's right there. The fruit, so low. Sometimes the reversed emperor shows immaturity, lack of commitment, or infertility. And then there's another extra excerpt.
Okay.
It's really short. Be aware of stifling and stagnating rules and regulations. Learn when it is time to question the obligations and mores of society.
Well, then.
I mean, that's kind of interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, just given that this is an establishment that kind of, it's exactly what they did. Everybody there was like, fuck it, I'm a drink.
Yeah. Back in the day.
Just saying.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Wow.
Oh my
That's really
goodness.
interesting. Well, if Kyle, if any of that resonated with you or if you have anything to add, definitely let us know.
Yeah, I love that. All right. So this is from Kalee, and she said I can use her first name. And it's actually, it's just her first name, but I have the full name of someone that remind me to repeat it at the end. Because if you know anything about this, you might want to reach out to somebody.
Okay.
Sorry, that's super vague.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, ooh, building the mystery. Okay. I know, Kalee says, I know I messaged forever ago about my hashtag maybe Bundy story. And it wasn't that long ago, Kalee. It really was. It was just like a couple of months ago, I feel like. I took a smidge of a social media break and recently talked to my mom, who said it's okay to share the family #maybe Bundy story.
Oh my God.
So here it goes. Yeah.
Okay.
I know. Everybody take a deep breath. I know, for a show that like really is premised around #NeverBundy.
I know.
Like he keeps, but like, you know, this is kind of his stomping grounds. What are you going to do? The guy just keeps hanging around. Now, to set the scene, it was a rainy afternoon, September 16th, 1970, in Arlington, Washington.
Oh my God.
17-year-old Jeanette Miller was walking home from school and never made it home.
No.
There are a few theories here with what happened. There's always theories.
Mm.
A new pipeline was going in between town and her home. Maybe some sort of accident happened and she was buried with the new pipes. Or maybe a pipeline worker was responsible for her disappearance. So that's one theory.
Oh my gosh.
Eerily enough, and the theory that my grandma thought was most likely, a charismatic man matching Ted Bundy's description with a gold VW bug was seen in the area around that time.
No way.
Which, I mean, this is just crazy because that's obviously, that's him to a T.
Yeah.
Right? The gold VW bug, that timing is really spot on. Jeanette was a pretty young brunette with her hair parted down the middle.
I was literally going to ask.
Fitting right in with Bundy's other victims. So this is all coming straight from Kalee's story. I've literally just copied and pasted her messages in. I had to read it like at least 3 times before I could start to even absorb anything she was saying. Could she have been one of Bundy's victims? Maybe. We may never know, Kalee says. Kalee, I think so. Holy fucking shit.
That is so
it's like
awful.
70 plus degrees in here, and you can see that, well, you probably can't see it. I can see that I officially do have goosebumps.
Yeah.
The police chalked it up to her running away. I'm not sure why 90% of kids that just disappeared were allegedly runaways in the 70s and 80s and even the early 90s. That's me speaking.
It
feels
makes
like
me
it's
so
always
mad.
It's so fucked up. Here's the thing. They're a minor. Can we just still look for them anyway? Because they can't do that.
No.
Like, they're still a missing child.
Who gives a fuck if they ran away? Find them.
Well, listen, if they manage to save up enough from their babysitting job to, buy a ticket at the Greyhound station, I guess that's it.
Bye. Sorry.
Fuck's sake.
You're on your own. Wow.
Yeah. So continuing on with Kalee's story, Jeanette was in her senior year of high school. She was a straight A student, had recently gotten a brand new boombox and a pony. You're telling me that she ran away from home?
Stop it. She did not run away from her fucking pony. I'm sorry. I'm going to cry. I can't cry on my birthday.
I know. Just focus on the good part, which is that what a happy girl. She was a straight A student who had a motherfucking pony.
That's awesome.
She's living the dream.
And a boombox. Like, that's awesome,
yeah,
too.
I mean, like, the boombox is probably pretty sick, too. Kalee says there was no reason for her to run away. Yeah, I'd say.
No.
Not a single person within my family believes that she was a runaway. Well, that's because you're not all idiots.
Mm-hmm.
I can't wrap my head around that she probably ran away. Well, what was she afraid of ponies? She had pony phobia? Because that's the only way that makes sense. I'm really upset.
Me too.
Unfortunately, Jeanette has never been found. Over 50 years has passed, and my family still doesn't have closure. My grandparents passed without knowing what happened to their daughter. My mom and her 9 remaining siblings still don't know what happened that rainy day.
Oh.
They even hired a private investigator back in the 90s to 2000s to try to gain that closure, to no avail. My mom is considering reaching out to a psychic medium to maybe get some of the answers my family has been searching for over the last 50 years.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my God.
Wow. That's crazy.
For me, this is one of the saddest stories that I've read recently. And since that's something that I do on a semi-professional level, I feel like, Kalee, I'm so sorry.
Yeah,
for your whole family. I mean, especially for your grandparents, because to pass away not knowing.
Yeah. Well, they know now.
Yeah.
They're together. So.
Well, and I think it sounds like they felt very confident based on the little bit of information that they did have. I think they felt pretty confident that, you know, they had a good idea of what happened back then.
Yeah. Oh, geez. Did Bundy, I can't remember if did he ever say like he murdered people that they didn't find, or like did he admit
I know
to
that I know that there are a couple of, let's see, I'm trying to remember the specifics on some of these with him. I believe that there were, he's kind of like a lot of serial killers in that respect, where I don't think that we can trust that he's given us all the names.
Yeah.
I do think that he held some back because it's the ultimate trophy.
Yeah.
For someone like him. And I do think that there are some that he did admit to that I don't think that they were able to fully substantiate. I mean, I think it's such a common template in what happens when they finally are caught.
Yeah.
There's going to be some of their victims that it's like, dude, we've got you dead to rights. And they're still trying to argue like, oh, no, I didn't kill her. I had sex with her. And then she disappeared later that day. But I didn't kill, not her. Everybody else that you mentioned, for sure. But definitely not her, though.
Jeez.
So,
Man.
I don't know. It's hard to understand that, like that psychology.
I know. Because like you're already going to die. What's the point in not revealing everything that you had done so other people can.
Yeah.
But he didn't give a shit about other people.
Right. And I do think that, a number of them have talked about it. And it's, it's one of those things now that it's sort of in the ethos that we understand that there are quite a few killers that they do hold some names back. And they do, even if we know that he's responsible, they fuck around and they won't tell us where they are. And it's just tormenting. It's extending the pleasure that they get from that.
Man. Well, I'd be interested to see what a psychic had to say for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. I am a little bit nervous now to look at the cards and to see what what we get after this, but
I know.
I don't know. Okay.
I mean, not that we claim to be all-knowing psychics or anything, but yeah, I do definitely want to see what this card says.
Yeah, I do. I'm interested to see because I do feel like there's. Did we do a tarot read when we did his birth chart?
We didn't.
Huh? I was thinking, I'm like, what if there was like some card where it was just so obvious that it was linked to him?
I mean,
I don't know what that would be.
Yeah.
I'll know it when I see it. If that happens. So, okay.
I'm really nervous for some reason. Like I just got really sweaty and nervous.
Oh, this is so weird. Okay. I just saw this card on a post by another tarot reader.
Oh.
And I thought to myself, oh, wow, it's a gorgeous card. And I'll flip it so you can see it right side up.
Oh, interesting. He's on a horse.
It's a really pretty card. I did draw it in the reverse. So I had never seen this card before. And for whatever reason, it really flagged for me in their post. And it was next to another card that we had drawn recently. I don't remember what it was, but
interesting.
That kind of is wigging me out. And I immediately, I cut and I was thinking, let's see, am I going to draw off the top? And immediately I cut it and was like, that one.
Oh,
that's the one.
Okay. I don't know. So it was the Knight of Wands in reverse?
Yeah, in reverse.
The anticipation is literally
my hands
fucking
are
killing me.
I know my hands are shaking because I'm like, ah. Okay. Knight of Wands. Our keywords are adventure, travel, excitement, movement, restlessness. Do you remember that popping up from the birth chart?
Yeah, I do.
In the tarot, knights are traditionally shown on horseback, armored, like the knights of old. Some decks call them princes or knaves. The Mother Peace deck calls them sons. Knights are messengers and travelers. The Knight of Wands is an energetic young man, sometimes seated on a rearing horse. He appears to be ready to ride off into the wild blue yonder, or perhaps to a jousting match. In a reading, the knight may signify an actual person. If so, he's a lively, fun-loving adventurer, a daredevil, perhaps an athlete.
Okay.
So we got a little extra excerpt here. A horse of a different color. The Knight of Wands reminds us of the days when knights jousted with wooden rods, practicing for battle. Different decks portray the knight's horse in different colors. Reddish gold in the Rider-Waite Smith deck. Black in the, I think this is Toth tarot, and the color holds symbolic meaning. Often, the animal charges, prances, or rears up on its back legs to depict the gusto represented by this card.
Wow.
Okay. Reversed. When the Knight of Wands is reversed, oh my God.
Stop it. Stop it.
When the Knight of Wands is reversed, a message or paperwork may be delayed or an event postponed. If he represents a real person, this card cautions that the message or the messenger may not be reliable. That includes social media. Check out those Facebook posts before you share them.
Huh.
Interesting. I mean, definitely the delayed part of any sort of a message here, that just gave me the chilly willies, next level. In a reading about money, the reverse knight advises you not to take a financial risk now, or it can mean you're spending more than you can afford, maybe on a car or trip. Tuck those credit cards away before you get in trouble. If you asked about a work-related matter, the Knight reversed can indicate restlessness or a job change. Sometimes it shows canceling or postponing a business trip. In a question about love, this card shows fickleness, flirtatiousness, and a lack of trust. One person or both doesn't want to settle down. Sometimes a relationship ends or a romantic event, maybe a vacation, gets postponed.
It's crazy that it talked about like traveling and they assumed that she ran away.
Yeah.
And then it has a freaking pony on in the card. Like, what?
I just want to take a quick gander at something here. This is like 1970 is smack dab in the middle of the period of time where Ted was all over Washington. All over Washington. Yeah, I mean, mid-1970, that's when he was at UW. That's also during, right before the time when he started working with Ann Rule at the Suicide Hotline Crisis Center in Seattle.
So crazy.
Wow. I don't know. I don't know what to think about this one. I think it's a very strong possibility. I can see why the family has leaned towards that.
Yeah. And the thing that it's talked about, the delay and like the message, and then they're talking about maybe going to a psychic. And usually when we think of psychics and talk about them, you know, they get messages from the beyond. And it's been how many years now? So it's definitely delayed.
Right.
If they do get a message.
The thought that kind of comes to mind for me is, especially knowing that, you know, you're considering going that route, is that, you know, there's a lot of people, and I think we see it. I mean, even just with our podcast page, there's a lot of people that reach out to us very aggressively about offering readings and things like that
on social media.
It didn't occur to me right away, but I think that in looking at like the feeling I get from that and what the card and the interpretation says about, you know, maybe this being an unreliable messenger is that, you know, you really have to approach that with caution, just because as far as I feel like a lot of that stuff that you find online can be kind of scammy. And
totally. Because
it's shitty, because how many people get taken advantage of after something like this has happened to their family, whether it's a private investigator, a psychic, you know, people really take advantage of the families, and it literally makes me want to stab my own eye out. But so I don't know. To me, that just feels like a word of caution.
Yeah, I think so too. Because they will like message you a message that sounds like, hey, I've got this message from the other side. Someone's wanting to tell you this, this, and this, but they'll send it to a bunch of people, the same message, to see who it relates to. And if you get a message and you're like, oh my gosh, that's exactly my life or something, but how many people have they sent the same exact message to? It's going to relate to somebody.
Right. And you've seen, you know, there's a couple of different messages that clearly somebody created the original template for it. And I've seen it. There's several different ones, but they make the rounds. And what I mean by that is I will see the exact same message come through from multiple different accounts. And, you know, they aggressively pursue us. A lot of times they are the pages that will duplicate a legitimate page. And, you know, that's really tough. It's really tough because then, you feel like, oh my gosh, like some of them are very convincing.
I know, because they have all of these followers. Like, how did they get that many? But then you go and look and, all of these posts were made on the same day. Weird.
Yeah. Yeah.
So.
It's really hard because there's so much, and we're going to get to it. It's coming probably in the next month or two, but we're going to get to a case that we're going to really dig into, like, how can you ever know that you're safe online? And it's pretty nar some of the stuff that I've been learning about, that it's almost impossible to know that you're ever safe online, or that somebody won't, even if you've never, quote, done anything wrong, the things that people can do to blackmail you. Oh yeah,
God.
So,
wow.
Yeah, just a little look into the future about that. I've already said too much.
Too much.
Why do I do this?
Shut
Why
your
do I
mouth.
do this? I'm so excited to talk about some of these things. I just have to I'm bursting at the seams. So
wow. Well, hopefully Kalee got a message out of that too. Thanks for sharing your story. I'm so sad.
Yeah.
I know. Like, stop. I don't want to think about
Kalee.
it.
I know. We're gonna get on to some more fun stuff now. So
send us your stories if you want a tarot read for your story. And that sounded dumb, but you know what I meant.
Yeah, no, I think this has been really fun. I'm so glad that we came up with this idea. So
sorry, Patreon, that I've been literally touching my bangs the entire time because they're poking me in the eye. It's fine.
I mean, they're used to it. I'm always doing stuff. I'm like,
I know. I keep shaking my head too, like a dog.
I know.
Oh boy. Well, have a creepy ass day.
See you next Tuesday.
Hashtag never Bundy.
Yeah. Hashtag Cassie's birthday.
Also hashtag maybe Bundy.
Yeah, I know. Maybe Bundy.
Hashtag probably Bundy.
Yeah, definitely hashtag probably
Hashtag
Bundy.
she didn't fucking run away.
Seriously. Also, okay, so now we're just hashtagging everything, but hashtag not invited because it's Cassie's birthday and you can't sit with us.
Get out of here. Except for Kalee and Kyle. They can come sit with us.
You can come sit with us.
That's cute.
Okay.
Kalee and Kyle. Aw.
I know. Aw. So for all of you that are listening, if you have any true crime or paranormal stories that you want us to share, maybe with the whole Pacific Northwest.
Yes, we would love to read them on the pod.
Yes, we will read them out loud.
Not just in our heads.
Yes. They don't have to be from the Pacific Northwest. If you would like to share, email us at PNW Haunts and Homicides @gmail.com. It's all spelled out, no special characters, super duper easy peasy.
Follow us on Instagram and Facebook. Same thing as the email at PNW Haunts and Homicides, all spelled out, no special characters. Please also rate and review us on whatever platform you're listening to, and check out our stories on social media because our meme game is hot.
Agreed.
And if you agree, like Caitlyn, you can also find us on Patreon and support the show.
Bitchin'.
Okay, your turn.
I'm not weird about it. I'm like, you can have all the turns, AW. Okay, bye.
It is my birthday.
Yeah. Well, that's what I'm saying. I'm like, you should go first. It's your birthday. Okay.
So it's my birthday, so you go first.
Okay, it's your birthday, so I go first.
Thanks again for listening to Scary Time by Indie Drop-In Network. If you would like to nominate a scary or paranormal podcast to be featured, just send me a tweet at Indie Drop-In. I'd also love to hear if one of our featured podcasts is now your favorite show. Indie Drop-In survives off ad revenue and listener donations. If you would like to contribute, please consider buying me a coffee. You can go to buymeacoffee.com/Indie Drop-In. If you look at the very bottom of the episode description, you will see a link to make it easy. Indie Drop-In also has many other shows you might like. Just go to indiedropin.com. See you next week.